Hey beautiful people, welcome back to the channel. I'm Josie with Awakened Soul, and we're here for a reading about you and the person on your mind, plus the connection you share with each other. Today's pop-up reading is going to be focused on their point of view about themselves, about the changes that they've undergone during this connection, and their perception of you and the changes that you've undergone during the length of your connection. So I did set the intention that this reading would find those of you out there that have a bit of history with your person. Over here on the left, we have your person being represented, and then over here on the right, we have you being represented. Now, I do want to shout out that it is a-okay if you see some synchronicities between the piles. There could be some mirroring going on. If you do find that you resonate more with this side and they resonate more with that side, that is also okay. You'll just have to kind of flip the script as we go about the reading here today. Please always take messages if, when, and how they truly resonate with you, your person, and your situation. When we're done chatting about the first spread that I've gotten out for us here, I will dive deeper into the reading using the tarot. My goal for the tarot is to pull out some more thoughts and feelings towards you coming from your person. So today's reading is going to be a deep dive. I hope to give you clarity and insight as to what their viewpoint is, what their experience is, and what they basically perceive has happened during the length of this connection. I'm also going to be doing an extended for today's reading where we will be talking about what you can expect next and the future of this connection. So if you do end up finding that this really resonates with your situation and your person and you're curious to see what might be coming next in the connection, you can find a link to the extended down below in the description box and the pinned comment. It is over on my Patreon, and you will also get access to over 140 other exclusive and extended readings if you join us over there. So let's get to it, you guys. One final note, because I always mention this right from the get-go for those of you who are new and it's your first time on the channel. After we're done with the tarot, in the first spread, I will get some channeled messages out to hear what this person would like to say to you right now and end the reading with a message just for you. And I really do encourage you to stick around to the end of the reading, or at least watch the ending of it, because it's very important to remember to bring the focus and energy back toward yourself, especially after getting a reading done about another person. At least from my perspective and belief system, I think it's important to remember to bring that focus back towards you. So that's why I end my readings on that note. But without further ado, let's get into the reading itself, okay? So I want to get started with your person, and then we're going to kind of like segue over to you. I may even hop around a bit. Now, the circle card is the archetype deck that I use. This is meant to represent how your person is perceiving themselves, like as a character, okay? The archetype that they believe they represent at this time in your connection specifically. And then the three alchemy cards, the hexagon shaped cards are representing the changes that they've gone through throughout the longevity of this connection and the changes that they attribute to the connection itself. Okay, and ditto, but over here for you. So we'll chat about that when we get to your side. Representing your person from their point of view, we have the River, and then the changes that they've undergone, we have Pluto, mortification, and the despicable face, okay? So I can tell you right away from your person's perspective, they've observed a lot of changes in general since the beginning of this connection, and specifically changes within themselves and how they really feel about themselves as a person. The River talks about this energy of riding the waves of life, going with the flow, going with the current and the natural pull of your destiny, of your lifetime. And it goes a step further, talking about the energy of forgiveness and embodying that kind of healing energy of what it's truly like to forgive yourself and other people. Now, I do think that your person's primary view of themselves when it comes to the energy of forgiveness relates directly towards them forgiving themselves. It's quite possible that, they've had to forgive other people or let go of certain resentments and whatnot with other connections. But I think that honestly, prior to this connection, they had a pretty negative view of themselves as a person, and they really struggled with forgiving themselves. So the reason I believe that's the case is because the first card we had come out was the despicable face, but then immediately after we had these two cards come. This talks about like insecurities. I don't know why I heard self-deprecation. Basically, your person had a really negative view of themselves. Like they may have really struggled with their self-confidence or their sense of self-worth. I think that honestly, deep inside, they felt really lowly about themselves. And it could be that they're just really hard on themselves. They could have grown up with a parent or a guardian figure who was overly critical of them or held them to unrealistic standards or something of that nature. Maybe your person's just a perfectionist. But I feel like every minor slip up that your person has ever had in their life, they took really personally. And it's almost like they had this really strong sense of self-hatred. That they have learned to channel out because of this connection. It's like this connection has been a mirror for them to look at those perceived flaws or insecurities or issues in a completely different light. And it's not like your person is happy necessarily about the mistakes that they've made in the past, but they're able to see themselves with a lot more lightness now, and they're almost not instantly, but very quickly after they perceive something wrong that they've done or something negative about themselves, pretty quickly they're able to actually almost like look at it from a different point of view and understand that they are human, that they do make mistakes, that they're still worthy of love, even if they don't fit this picture perfect image that they've gotten out in their head about themselves or that other people have tried to project onto them. So I think one of your person's primary changes is basically higher self-confidence and forgiveness. And they definitely directly attribute that to you and this connection, since we are talking about their point of view here. It's almost like they also want you to know that they see themselves as having a higher purpose, or they see these wounds or these flaws or these issues to be resolved as having a deeper purpose with this energy of Pluto here. Pluto rules Scorpio, so your person could be a Scorpio or have Scorpio placements, but Pluto... Scorpio and Pluto, I believe, rule over the 8th house, okay? I'm a Scorpio. I'm an amateur astrologer, so just bear with me. But this is bringing the 8th house energy, which, of course, is kind of like, in a way, in charge of the deeper sides of life, spirituality, taboo energies, death and rebirth, life, even like sensual energy. And so it's like the deeper sides of existence your person is now taking into consideration, as in maybe when they've made a mistake, there's something deeper going on to dive into, and that they need to have more grace and more lightness with themselves. Like if they've had a slip up or if they have behaved in a way they're not proud of, it's almost like they want to end a negative way of thinking, put that to a close, and see, like, it's kind of like they want to read between the lines. It's like they're looking at all of these different things as a deeper level of learning, a deeper lesson under the surface. And so I also believe that your person has had a lot of personal growth, and maybe they're tapping into their spiritual side as well, or they're diving deeper into their religious or spiritual practices. Like they understand that things happen for a reason, and they need to have a little bit more grace on themselves, because maybe before they incarnated, they knew there were certain lessons they needed to learn and certain experiences they were meant to have, so that they could heal and let go of things. So your person seems to have a higher level of thinking, I guess you could say, and they attribute a lot of the lessons they've learned during the longevity of your connection to the connection itself. So it could even be that they view this connection as a whole as something that has a deeper purpose, okay? And that there was a reason you came into their life. Now, over here for you and how they're viewing you, we have the healer as your archetype and how they're perceiving you as a person and your role in this connection, and how you have changed during the longevity of this connection. We have Venus and Mars, which came out together as a pair, which is quite interesting, and gold, okay? We have divine masculine and divine feminine energy, and they came out together in a pair, which to me is quite interesting. And then gold up here, and I heard you're shining right when this card came out. So how your person views you as a person and your role in this connection is quite literally as a healer. And I think that they directly apply this perception of you and how you have impacted them on their journey. It's almost like you've shined a light on this person's shadows. And maybe at first they were a little bit resistant to that, like they were paddling upstream, trying to resist the current or the changes. But I think that they see things differently now, if I'm being honest. It's almost like they're coming through to apologize in a way for not seeing it before, and to let you know that they're grateful for you and how much you have really helped them on their journey of life. And it might have been a little uncomfortable at the time when the towers came in. They could have resisted it a little bit, or pushed back against the lessons, but now they're very grateful and they feel like you have this healing energy to you. I don't want to say that they view you as like an angel, because they also are aware of the fact that you're human and you're not perfect. But in a way, they kind of view you almost like a guardian and somebody who has come into their life to help them on their journey. And they view you as somebody who has a very healing presence and transformative presence to you. So even though they know at the end of the day you're human, they view you as angelic in a lot of ways. You're just very healing, and the amount of change you've initiated in them, they just can't ignore, and they wouldn't want to. They view you overwhelmingly as somebody who's had a positive impact on their life. And it's interesting because the message that I received with these two cards and the changes you've undergone since the beginning of this connection, like through the longevity of it, I think that at one point in time, your person viewed you as somebody who was really resistant to the idea of love in general, or maybe you were blocking out love in one way or another. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic love. I think it was just love as a whole. And keep in mind, you don't have to find that to be accurate for this to be your reading, because we're talking about your person's perspective. This is something they observed in you or thought about you. And at one point in time, they thought that you were like almost deflecting love. Like maybe you were coming across as a Queen of Swords or King of Swords character, where you kind of like suppressed your emotions. You favored logic over emotional expression. You could just be a very intelligent, analytical type of person who doesn't talk about feelings very often. Or again, from your person's perspective, that was the energy they were getting from you. At least at one point in time in your connection. This could have even been just the very beginning of it before they really got to know you. And that is one of the biggest changes that they've observed within you from their viewpoint, is that you are no longer resistant to love or to your emotions or to your natural state of being, I felt called to say. They see you as somebody who has like a perfect balance between divine feminine and divine masculine energies as well. Almost like you've gone through a huge healing journey and you've come out on top, and you've really reached a certain level of achievement that they're not jealous of, they're not envious of, but they admire it and they hope to be at that level at one point in time. They do view you as somebody who might be a little bit more advanced when it comes to your personal or spiritual growth than them. And that may or may not be accurate. I'm not here to say what's right or wrong. I'm here to read the cards for you guys from your person's interpretation. But they definitely view you as somebody who's maybe a couple steps up the ladder than they are with your growth. And they do see you out here shining, very successful. It could be that maybe you've reached a certain level of material abundance as well, since we have the gold card coming out here, kind of like a rags to riches type of vibe. So maybe when you first met this person, you came from nothing, you didn't have a whole lot of money, or something like that. And now you are maybe even wealthy or affluent, or you've really cultivated a good amount of abundance for yourself materially. So that could have been another change you've undergone that they're paying close attention to. And I really feel like overall, this person would like you to know that they're very proud of you and they're very grateful for you. Even if at some points during this connection, they haven't expressed that to you, or they felt like the exact opposite feelings towards you. I feel like in the present state, they would let you know that they're very grateful for you. Now, this could be somebody you're still talking to. It could be somebody you are in separation with. I'm not feeling called to either direction, so take it as it resonates for your situation, please. We're going to hop into the tarot now, where I'll pull some more thoughts and feelings out from them to you. What have they been thinking about recently? What are they feeling about you nowadays? And then we will carry on, okay? I feel like I need to take an extra breath or something like that. And by the way, you guys, I broke a nail, so that's why we have a Band-Aid here. It's gnarly. I gotta get it fixed, but I need to wait a couple days or maybe even like a week or so before I should probably go get that repaired. So you guys get to look at a pretty rainbow Band-Aid over the next few readings here. So enjoy. All right. So we have the Chariot, the Movement of Cups, which is the Knight of Cups in this deck, the Innocence of Swords, which is the Page of Swords, the Heart of Wands, lots of court cards coming out, and that's the Queen of Wands, the Nine of Wands. Okay, I'm actually going to pull one or two more. Lots of court cards coming out. Interesting. Whoa. We have the Star. Let me pick that deck up. My deck fell. The Star landed on my lap, but the rest of the deck like split in half. So, okay. There we go. All right. I was wondering if a king would come out. I really was wondering if a king would come out. And here we go. We have the King of Pentacles. And hold up a second. Hold the phone, you guys, because each one of the court cards is from a different suit, okay? For those of you who are new to the channel or you haven't heard me talk about this before, I read in a lot of interesting ways. I don't know how to phrase this for you. I don't just take the literal meaning of cards when they come out. I pay attention to everything, images, patterns, the way it feels, the way the energy is coming through to me. And this is a pattern I'm not going to ignore. So we're going to put the other cards over here just so we can chat about like the subliminal message coming through from those cards, because we have one of each of the different types of court cards and from each individual suit. We have a Page, Swords, we have a Knight, Cups, we have a Queen, Fire / Wands, and then we have a King, Earth, Pentacles, okay? So air, water, fire, and earth coming through. I think that this is such a strong message. This person reflects on you a lot. They may not be in your life. For some of you out there, they certainly could be, but it's almost giving me like a looking back in time type of energy. So if you are still talking to this person, I would certainly say you have like a long-term history with them, because they often spend time reflecting on you as a person. And I'm not getting it as being like obsessive. Like it's not giving me any type of like obsessive thoughts energy. They just enjoy it. It's like fascinating to them to reflect on you, almost like in a way you're like, I'm trying to figure out a way to articulate this to you, but the words aren't coming to me. They don't think you're an angel. They know you're human. They know you are real, but it's almost like you're a bit of a fantasy or hard to believe as is real to them. It's almost like they're in between worlds when they think about you, because they know logistically you're a real person, you're a human, you're not perfect. But it's almost like they enter in this surreal realm where simultaneously they also feel like there is something so deeply fascinating about you, to the point where it's almost like you're an imaginal character to them, but they know you're real. Like, they're not delusional. They know you're a real person. They know you're human. It's really hard for me to explain. It's like they look at you like a character. They look at you like a guide in a way, almost like you're one of their spiritual guides. And part of the reason I feel like that's the case is because they see all elements of you. This person understands you in ways that I'm not quite sure other people do. It's like they have spent so much time analyzing you. They feel like they know every which way about you, every side of you, every piece of you that makes you who you are. And they're very proud of you. It's like they see all of the healing you've gone through, all of the triumphs you've had, all of the challenges you've overcome. And they look back almost like you're a warrior of life, like you've overcome so much in this lifetime. And they admire that about you. You inspire them in a lot of ways. They see all different sides of you. It's like they see your analytical side, your emotional side, your creative side, and that you're also incredibly grounded. In a way, you're very ethereal to this person, but they also see your humanness and how grounded to the earth you are. And they see you as somebody who has grown so much, and it's almost like you've leveled up, because we have a ascension going on here. And it actually, did it come out in that order? I think the night came out before the page technically, but if we're reading it as such, we have this progression where maybe this person watched you grow from somebody who was very innocent or naive into a very strong leader, and somebody who is like large and in charge, I guess you could say. Almost like this person has gotten the chance to observe every phase of your life, like watched you grow so much, even if it's been, only a couple years or something like that. They feel like you have become a completely new person and been reborn. So this is very interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a higher level soul connection. I for sure am not getting any type of like karmic vibes from this, just because it seems like the intuitive and psychic connection you and your person have is very strong. Either that, or they're just like borderline genius and they're very good at reading people, and maybe this person is also psychic or something like that. Just because they are very locked in and observant of you, and it seems like they analyze the heck out of you. Either that, or this is all just intuitive knowing that came naturally to them, is what I'm getting at here, okay? So let's get a few channeled messages out from this person to you. Remember, I am going to do an extended for today's reading. So if you want to see what's coming next in this connection, that is what we will be covering during the extended. And a link to that reading will be found in the description box in the pinned comments. So you're welcome to join. This person could have played you or have been manipulative to you at one point in time during your connection, and they want you to know they were aware of that behavior. It wasn't an accident. They knew what they were doing. That could be one of the shadows that was revealed to them, is manipulative behaviors. Okay. I don't think they're proud of that anymore. Maybe they were just acting on impulse, or that was like a wound or something they wanted to heal or needed to heal. So the first messages, and then I'm going to pull some from my handmade deck as well. Just being near you is intoxicating. pinging over here. I'm so attracted to you. I can't stop thinking about you. I look for you everywhere, and I knew exactly what I was doing. There's mirroring going on here too, because these are kind of like parallel messages. These are parallel, and then at the very center here, there's a pattern. So everything here is amplified. They do feel very strong connection when they're around you, and they don't even have to be around you to feel your energy, to feel your presence. There's a very strong magnetism that they observe about you, and they might literally be looking for you. If you live near this person, they keep an eye out hoping to bump into you, or this could even be them like saying that they see parts of you everywhere they go. Like when they see birds in the trees, it makes them think of you. When they see a sunset, they think of you. Everything reminds them of you, because they feel like you are just a part of their world, no matter like whether you're talking or not. Okay. And then I can't stop thinking about, they can't stop thinking about you because you're everywhere, and they feel like they can't forget that. Okay. For some of you, you are in separation from this person, okay? You don't have to be, like I keep saying, you don't have to be, but I am picking up, probably for the majority of you watching, you are in separation from them, or it's very minimal contact. Like, I'm not getting that this is like a current, like full-blown relationship you have going on. It could be the case. It could be the case, but for most of you watching, it's not. Okay, we have maybe in the next lifetime. So that's one of those indicators. This person, there we go, doesn't know how to reach you. They don't know for sure if you're going to be in contact in the 3D again. Am I blocked? Maybe you blocked this person, or you have been blocking out their energy or something like that, or protecting your energy from them. I'm trying to act more responsible. You are my muse. You are my inspiration. And it isn't time yet. So for those of you who are in separation from this person, they're not rushing this process. Maybe you're separated right now to get some healing done, and they are aware that that's happening for a reason. They're not trying to force it. It's kind of like when the stars align type of energy. And then I just looked over and saw, I love you. And it's almost like I feel like I didn't even need to say that, because it's so evident based on how this person feels about you and the way they think about you. It's just obvious that they love you. It's like it doesn't even need to be said. It's so obvious. I don't know what else to say about that. There we go. Tiles and charms. Anyway, you guys, I'm pulling tiles and charms for you now. They're showing me the word box, so I'm going to pull that out. What was I saying? Oh yeah, this is for extra confirmation. So you might see their name or initials or important words for the connection. You don't have to. This is icing on the cake, as I like to say. It's just bonus info. So take it if, when, and how it resonates, and leave anything that does not. Okay, LBT, BLT. Maybe somebody likes BLTs. BLTs are awesome. And then we also have U and Y. I might make BLTs later. Now I'm hungry. Now I want a BLT. Oh no. Okay, anyway, we also have a K coming out here. So I'll introduce all the letters to you. It's interesting that this came out flipped up. Real quick before I show you the letters, this is a big butterfly charm, and it doesn't come out very often. You are loved. This person really wants you to know that you are loved. Even if they haven't explicitly told you that they love you, I feel like you just know that they do. They really do love you, okay? And then we have the other side. All right, anyway, we have BOX, BLT, U, and Y. So take your time. If you need more time to find words or initials or anything like that, you're welcome to. We also have the letter K coming out here. We have a seashell. Somebody could live near an ocean or like to visit the beach. Maybe you even met this person at the beach or something like that for the first time. We also have a white cloud coming out here. So yeah, there is an element of this connection feeling like it's higher level, like you're not it's not grounded in the 3D. It's like you almost feel like you're communicating with each other in the clouds, so to speak. And then we have a root chakra circle here. So there's some kind of cycle involving root chakra damage that's coming to a close. So that could be financial issues, that could be anxiety issues, anything that's making you feel fearful, guilty, ungrounded to the earth, ungrounded to your body. Some kind of negative cycles coming to a close for you and or your person. Alrighty, you guys, we're going to get you out your messages from universe now. I always encourage people to stick around till the end because it's important to remember to bring the focus back toward yourself again. I know that you're here for a reading about another person and your connection to them, but it is really important for you to remember to pull your energy back to you. Remember that the focus should be on yourself too. So if you've made it this far into the reading, drop a feather emoji down below to let me know. Your first message is the starling. Now is the time to get out into the world and connect in authentic ways. And your affirmation of the day, you can affirm with me by commenting or reading out loud. It is, today I am adventurous. Today I will get out of my comfort zone and try something I've never tried before. Beautiful. I'm going to leave this reading here and hop into the extended, you guys. We're going to talk about the next chapter and the future of this connection during that extended. So we'd love to see you there if you're joining. But if you're leaving here, I just want to thank you so much for the support and for being here with us today. Have a blessed rest of your day or night. And until next time, bye for now.